Okay, so today we are talking about two major patterns, right? And they are, let's first talk about factory pattern, right? So so the way we will read factory pattern will be same as any other pattern. First of all, we will pick up a problem, right? And then we will try to solve the problem without factory pattern. Then we will look at the challenges that we face because of that, and then we will see how factory pattern comes to the rescue, right? If you will see any problem, we will discuss. So first of all, let's build a problem. Again, a very abstract problem, but I can take also a real life problem. But yeah, let's start with a very simple problem. Suppose you are having a game, right? You are building a game, and in the game you have to basically the game is of shapes, right? And in the and among shapes, you may be asked to choose anything. The shape may be a circle, the shape may be a triangle, the shape may be a rectangle, the shape may be a hexagon, things like that, right? So how will you create this? The problem is how will you create this, right? So let's talk about the first way. We create a class, main class, or we can say fact class, shape, right? Which has a method like display, okay? Cool, right? Where we are printing default shape, okay? Cool. Then there can be many shapes, right? One of the shape will be like class, a rectangle, okay? Or not? It stands shape, right? It will override the method called display and we'll say, okay, this out, rectangle shape. Cool. Okay, let me just copy it and do that again and again. Then we have triangle and we say, okay, triangle shape, right? And then we have, let's say, one more, okay? We have circle, right? And then we have hexagon. Now someone wants to use a shape. Cool. Someone wants to use this shape. So what will someone do? So the first way to achieve this is that we will class of called we set requirement. Okay. Inside this we have a method called void. So in this case, what will happen? Let's we publish a shape object requirement. This one like this. Okay. Okay. And now we will say okay. Say this method called say get shape. Okay. Right. And we in the option we take something called choice. Okay. So what can happen? Suppose we say okay if choice equal to full circle then return circle. Okay, is just a straight section. Copy. Okay, अब we can select new. ये बंदा कौन है? ये वो बंदा है who needs this step, right? So look, there are two problems. There are more than two, but let's talk about two problems. First is that now caller will have to keep track of all the objects. It will have to know all these things, right? That exactly. And who is here? This is the caller, right? Or not? So this is a major problem here, or not? Okay. So what is the yeah? So this is the one who is actually requiring the object. He requires a step, right? And he is the one who is required, and he has to understand all the logic, right? That okay, if we call with rectangle, then it will give me rectangle. It is this kind of thing, no? Basically, it is understanding the internal implementation of the thing, right? So okay, if I will call with the rectangle, then it will give me rectangle. If I will call with triangle, it will give me triangle. It you have to understand all the steps that have been created in the source code, right? What is the better way? So let's come to the better approach. So in this better approach, this thing will again remain same because step is already there. These are the implementation of this step, right? What will change? The thing that will change is the way we extract it. So what we do is that they will create something called step factory. Okay, they will build something called step factory. Okay, okay, I like that. So we will create something called step factory, and inside the step factory, what we can create is that we can create a map of enum to step, and we will say okay, step. I will come to that. Okay, we will define. Let me define in the bottom entry. So we will create something called enum as step name, and we will call it here. So step name will contain all the step names. For example, it will be like rectangle, triangle, hexagon, circle, right? And then we will create public subfactory, and then what? Circle, rectangle, triangle, hexagon, right? And then we will do something like that. Shape name to shape equal to new happiness, shape, right? dot put rectangle, or we can say statement dot rectangle, comma rectangle. Okay, and dot, let me just rewrite it. Okay, statement dot rectangle, statement of triangle, triangle, circle, circle, hexagon, and hexagon, right? Or not? Okay. And then what we will do? We will create a method called, how is it? Set. I will just tell you. Give me one minute. Just hold on. Set name. Set name. Okay. Let me write this method somewhere else. Let me write this method so that you can see it, right? So we will write a method function called set name, and then we will say okay if set name. If it's not an instance, we don't record it at all. We will say okay. Record set name to dot password. Cool. And then someone will come. Who will come here? This object will come. Save object requirement. Okay. This object, now this object will come into picture. So this class. We will say okay. It will it will this class is set factory. Equal to set factory. Okay. And then you say w set string, and this will give me what? Set factory dot get set object and dot of, and we can also we have one section is set name of instance of set name, right? Cool. So this is what we're doing. So what we have done, we have taken something called step factory, okay? And now the what this step factory will do, rather than actually checking, rather than actually getting all the objects at the runtime, it will actually create a map of identifier to step, right? And for identifying the step, we have taken an enum, right? Enum called step name. And the enum has all the step names that is required, right? Step name is enum. You know the enum. You know what enum, right? So even you like, you can say in the enum, suppose if you have a certain, you know, say keyword, right? If you have a certain keyword which you want to restrict users to use, then you define something called enum. Enum restrict. Suppose if you use a string, a user can use anything, right? But if you have enum, then users are bound to use only those strings. Whatever. So we have defined certain strings, which are rectangle, triangle, circle, and hexagon. So that user will be restricted like that. Okay. So now, what we have done, what we have done, then we have created a map of identifier to state. For example, here this statement is identifier, right? Or not? This statement here is this statement here is identifier, and then we have something called shape. So in the map, what we have done inside data structure, what we have done in data structure is that we have created objects for all these shapes. For example, for rectangle, we have attached with the rectangle object. For triangle, we have attached with the triangle object. Full, only for circle, we have attached with the circle object. This hexagon, we have attached with the hexagon. I will show you the difference. Yeah, I will show you the difference. So here what we are doing is that we have created a static factory. We are not creating the object of step at the runtime, right? We have already created all the objects and we have just checked it, right? You can also choose to create the new object during runtime. And now what we have done is that as a part of actually getting, we have defined some method called get step object. And here someone will give me the step name and I will get that from the map rather than getting the new object, right? Or not? Hello? Is it clear that how this step factory will give you step? Is this logic clear to you? So that we can move ahead. Is this logic crystal clear to you that how this step factory is creating all the steps and giving you when required or not? Cool. Then the requirement comes. This is the caller. Now this caller, rather than creating the object of all these steps, it will only depend upon the step factory, right? Or where? But where? Yeah, but and this step factory also. Step factory also, right? But the difference is that who is owning this factory? Here, look, here the code of amount will not change. But here we are changing the responsibility. Hello? Let's think from the perspective of this guy. This is the caller, right? Or not? This is the caller, this is the client, right? Now, will the code of client change if any new set gets added? Just tell me. Actually, not correctly, I already told you. When top was then performed, look, that thing was also correct, also right. It was not a wrong thing to do. But this is a better way to do it. Now you're telling that this code will not change. Yeah, I totally agree. The amount of code will not change. Here also we will, if some new step will be added, in this map, we will add a new step. And in this constructor, we will add a new step. But what is this? This is factory, right? And step is like a product of the factory. And if any not changing, no. Yeah. Now, with the addition of any new step, each caller changing its behavior. Look, in the observer pattern, what was the dilemma? The dilemma was that there was different requirements of the different customers, and we didn't want the producer to, not producer, the updater to change the behavior, right? Right now, this case factory was happening. This factory pattern was happening is that because some new requirement, because some new feature has come at the server side, we don't want to change the client. Whereas in the observer also, if you remember, hello, we were creating one more class. If you remember, suppose in the observer pattern also, in the data example, look, we had to create one more class if a new view of the data was required. For example, if we require million of the data, we again have to create a new class, right? There we have something called average data and some and latest data, right? For million data, we would have to create 1 million data class also, right? But now creation of that million data was not affecting the guy who was actually giving you the latest, giving you the temperature and humidity. Do you agree with me? Do you know in the other what was happening? I'm just trying to relate. Now you understand? In the other here things are happening in the opposite way. Right now what's happening is that on the server side, behavior is changing. Or you can say on server side, a new candidate is getting added. Right? Hello? But because something new has happened at the server side, it could not affect the caller. And with this strategy, are we ensuring that? Now you understand the pro of factory pattern? It's not about the number of cores. Yeah, many times young people take the number of cores. That's correct. But right now it's not about number of cores. It's about who has the responsibility or who needs to take the responsibility. Tell me, who needs to take the responsibility? If you are a server, right? Hello? If you are adding one more option, why would you expect a new change at the client side? Will you expect any new change at the client side? But in the previous example, what was happening? Suppose if you have to create one something called pentagon, so what would happen? Client will have to add an extra code here, right? To create the object of pentagon. And it has to understand, okay, the character pentagon will give me pentagon. Right now, it doesn't have to understand because you are giving the event to the client, right? You are giving the event to the client. So client knows its restriction, how it has to call. And in client, right now, client will not have to keep a track of all these steps, right? Or not? Are we good here or not? Are we good here or not? Okay. And just let me give you the practical example of this thing. This thing happens many times. For example, let's talk about the click wala. You know, drop down menu in any website. Drop down menu. In drop down menu, what must happen? There are multiple options, so we choose one option. For example, there must be a factory which will enable the call to that function when you click that object, right? Or any other thing. In game also it happens many times. For example, suppose if you are playing cricket, right? And you have an inventory where you have like a small bat, medium bat, bigger bat, or 1.2 kg bat, 2.4 kg bat. What are these things? These are again the extension of bat only, right? And you have to pick one of the bats. Cool. Then there also you can use factory pattern, right? You can create a factory which will give you all the bats based on the click. And click here suggests and this the click here out of 5 options. These 5 options are actually these 5 enums. You see now? You see picture of different websites. So these different pictures are nothing but different enums only. When you click on that picture, you actually invoking a call using that enum to get the object of that. Not only that, in ball also, suppose if you put in multiple balls, then also what will happen? Different types of balls are different types of balls. This photo that you see of them as a ball, they are attached to each enum. And when you hit them, you actually invoke the method call to get the object of that ball. And you will get the object of that ball in your personal inventory. So wherever there are variations of a single class and you require to choose one of them, always go with the factory pattern. Create a factory, have all the objects, have some enum, and based on that, get your requirements fulfilled. Or not. And you also get the requirement. I must tell you how where factory will be required, where to use factory pattern, right? Or not? Uh, cool. So do you have any question for factory pattern? Any question? Just please to ask. From the side. Okay. Yes. Okay. Sometimes I get surprised whether you are getting everything or you are just not getting a your side of asking. Because when someone understands something in a very, I mean, it may be, I mean, sometimes I don't think, I mean, I get confused whether I should be proud of my teaching or I should be ashamed that this guy is not getting anything. Awesome. That's good. So now, if everything is okay, I've also given you some of the examples where you can see it can be used. And it's a very wide example. Even in my life, in my career, I have used happy pattern multiple times for my requirement. Now, this is a very common fact. Not much common, but if you will work in the company, you will get to use it. Awesome.